In this video, we're going to talk about one of the most revered, talked about, and controversial, if you will, niche perfumes out there. We're going to talk about Creed, of course, and we're going to talk about Aventus, but not just the original Aventus. We're going to talk about Aventus Triple Aged Batch. Try saying that 3 times fast, and stick around, it's coming up right now. Welcome back to another video. Max Forte here. If you do love to make a great and lasting impression, you know that smelling good is a great way to do it. Today we're going to talk about a fragrance that definitely gets you to smelling great. However, I'm not sure it warrants really this godlike status that it has with a lot of people within the niche world. There are groups that were made for this fragrance. There's a cult following. People follow different batches, variations. They pay upwards of $2,000 to $3,000 to $4,000 a bottle. I mean, it is insane. But today we're going to talk about what it seems to be a quote-unquote limited edition from last year that I did review for you guys. I'm going to pop that up here, which is Creed Absolu Aventus. I have it right here. Fully talked about this fragrance with you guys last year, talked about it, broke it down, compared with all the other Aventus up to that point last year. But today I'm actually going to clash this side by side with the newest iteration, of course, Absolu Triple Batch Aventus. How does it really compare with the OG Absolu from last year? Which, by the way, the time I'm shooting this video right now, if you go to thecreedboutique.com, this is actually said to be out of stock at the time I'm shooting this video. This is available, obviously, it was available in a 75 2.5 ounces, 75 mil for $565 USD. Again, at the time I'm shooting this video, out of stock at the Creed official website. And you will find an image of the triple aged batch box on the actual website, saying that, you know, it's coming soon in stock. And if you want to know more about this and get notification, you have to put your email on there to be notified of when this triple aged batch becomes available, which, by the way, it will be available the time I'm shooting this video. I believe today is the 4th of October, if I'm not mistaken. So this will become available in October. This month right here, the time you're watching this video, is the actual official month release of this, or re-release of this Aventus Absolu. So here's the deal. Looking at both, it's really one, because what I come to understand is that the original Absolu Aventus was in fact a limited edition, so that means they're not going to keep both. They're only going to keep the new or re-release of Absolu Aventus that's dropping this month, which is the triple aged batch, the one we're going to talk about today, and compare with the OG from 2023. So I think that retail should probably lay where it was at $565 USD, I hope, but there are murmurs and talks of this becoming something a little over $600 because of the triple age batch situation here. But let's just leave it at that. $565 will be the retail, all things considered. So let's see how these two compare. Looking at the original from last year, I'm actually gonna spray my hand here so I can get the introduction again. And of course, the introduction is going to be very similar to the original Aventus. If you're familiar with that DNA, the aromatic, fruity, juicy pineapple up top with a little bit of a smoky birch. What changed here between the Absolu Aventus and the original Aventus, as I talked about with you guys in the previous video that I reviewed this fragrance, is that this is a more quote-unquote refined, for lack of a better word, or more mature, greener version of the original, meaning this has a very amped up note of lavender, a greener, more mature, more aromatic vibe to this fragrance. Definitely more woods. The vetiver is definitely amped up here. All those fruity nuances that we love, the pineapple, the apple, the blackcurrant, will be very prominent up front and center here at the opening. However, those aromatic notes, you know, clary sage, lavender, vetiver, the woods, the birch, the smoky effect will definitely be amped up with this fragrance, meaning it's the more mature, more refined, more upscale version of Creed Aventus, which is, in all essence, a great scent. It's very well put together, it's very refined, you can dress it up or dress down. This one here, though, I think, as the bottle is black, I believe this is a more refined and dressier, you know, counterpart of the original Aventus. Okay, that is Absolu Aventus. Now, how does it compare with the new one? Which, by the way, looking at the presentation, you can't really tell them apart. The boxes look the same, everything looks absolutely the same. The difference here is going to be the sticker that you're going to have with the new triple aged batch. And the only reason you can really tell that this is going to be the new one is because of the sticker up top here. And of course, comparing the actual bottom of the boxes, which will have the batch code for the triple aged batch, which should most definitely match the bottom of your bottle. If it doesn't match, you don't have a triple aged batch. Anyway, I'm gonna spray this hand here. I'm wearing this today, it's actually my scent of the day. And right off the bat, ladies and gentlemen, the triple aged batch, as you spray it on, it's going to have a much greener take to it, much more, you know, not pungent, but definitely more powerful and darker, greener nuances. So this one here really has a lot of the elixir, the Dior elixir vibe here, that dark, resinous, almost incense vibe. The vetiver here is really amped up. By the way, both of these are very concentrated. You can see a sheen on my hands. The new triple batch here, triple aged batch, is definitely more fougere or more woody aromatic than the OG Absolute was. So if you do have a hankering, if you do appreciate old school fragrances, powerhouse fragrances of the 80s, even 70s, like a 𝐍𝐎𝐴, for example, you're gonna love this one because it definitely has a lot more woody, aromatic, darker, greener nuances than the original Absolute did. Granted, these are both great, these are both refined. You know, the Absolute is definitely a step up in the more mature, refined, upscale vibe than I think original Aventus was. I do favor these Absolutes than I do the original Aventus, that's just my taste. But this one here now, the Triple Aged, that takes a couple steps up, making it even better for me because I do love a great powerhouse fougere, and this one definitely gives it to me, especially in the introduction. Talking about note differences here, there aren't really much other than the fact that of course the process of aging this one, macerating it longer, made this one a little more pungent, greener, and definitely more aromatic, old school if you will. But as far as the note structure is concerned, it's apples to apples. If you look at the actual structure from 2023, it's going to be the same exact structure. Again, the only thing that changed was the triple aging process, the maceration process, which made this one a lot more pungent, darker, deeper, smokier, as I'm saying it to you right now. So you're gonna get the pink pepper, the black currant, the pineapple, the spices up top, everything will be here as it was with the original Absolu Aventus that I have on this hand. The only difference is the newest one now, those darker notes from the base will definitely come through stronger. They're gonna pop a lot more and they're gonna stay here throughout the life of the fragrance. We're talking about the smoky vetiver, we're talking about the oak moss, love the oak moss on this one, the vetiver, the ginger, the cardamom, everything that you loved about the original Absolute will definitely be present here, but definitely amped up, especially those base notes. There are two fixatives that you found at the original, Aventus Absolute from 2023, from last year, that are definitely amped up on this one here. Evernil and Ambroxan, which we're all familiar with the Ambroxan, but not so much the Evernil. The Evernil adds this very green, mossy, almost powdery vibe, but it's very pungent, very green, smoky, and definitely very earthy. Very present in this fragrance. And of course, the Ambroxan gives this woody, warm, sandalwood-like, ambery feel in the fragrance, especially in the dry down, making this very appealing, very crowd pleaser type of a fragrance. Definitely going to give you that special feeling when you're rocking this that are going to be drawing people in and getting people to ask you, hey, what are you wearing, man? You smell so good. It's going to give you a tremendous scent trail. Those two fixatives, the Ambroxan and the Evernil, working together in tandem, they're going to give you tremendous sillage and performance, amped up with this fragrance here because of the aging process as well. The opening here, even though darker, definitely spicier and woodier from the original. This one here definitely my favorite, the new Triple Aged batch, because it definitely has this more old school fougere-like vibe, and that will stay and will remain throughout the life of the fragrance as it develops. In the heart and the dry down, it gets even more of those green and woody, spicy and earthy, smoky components. The Absolute original from last year is a little bit smoother and creamier in the dry down. As far as performance goes, the original from last year gives me 10+ hours. With the new one now, the triple batch, I've been wearing this, like I said, it's my scent of the day today, I get 12+. Granted, I do spray my clothes. I think if you spray your skin alone, it's gonna give you at least 10 hours of performance. We're talking about longevity. As far as push, both of these will do 1.5 to 2 hours, with the new one, Triple Aged, doing 2+. Of course, varying your skin, the temperature, the weather, and your surrounding, whether or not you spray your clothing, your garment like myself, it's gonna give you more or less of a performance. And of course, your body chemistry, your skin is a big, preponderant part here of the performance of this fragrance. But nonetheless, both of these, we're talking 10+ in longevity. The actual push and projection, it's gonna be 1.5 to 2 hours, with the new one now, the Triple Aged, doing 2+, and the sillage are incredible on both. And especially with the new Triple Aged batch, this will give you amazing sillage. I've been wearing this, like I said, this whole week. As I wore this fragrance this week and as I walked around, a lot of people stopped me and say, hey, what are you wearing today? You smell really good. They could definitely perceive you. This is gonna give you tremendous scent trail. So the sillage here, definitely above average. Performance, definitely average to above average. Average, I'd say 8 or below. Above average, 10+. This is definitely in that wheelhouse. So definitely really good performance here. Price point $565 or $600+ if you factor in taxes and whatnot. Very expensive, 75 mil, 2.5 ounces. So it's up to you to try it on skin. Make sure you love it. And I think the best way to do that, of course, get a decant from perfume.com. They do have this in stock right now. Check it out. Use my code. Everything listed below to make your life easier, along with, you know, links, codes. You know how it goes. So, you know, I would try this on skin first and maybe compare it. Get 2 decants, get the original Absolu, get this one, make sure you like this one more. But as I said, from what I understand, it looks like the original will no longer be a thing of availability right now. You're going to have to go with a triple aged batch, but who knows what's to come. Are they going to do more flankers? They're going to continue to do different batches? Only time will tell. But from the original Absolu Aventus, the triple batch, my final verdict, I do like the triple batch a smidge more. I think because of those smoky, earthy, and fougere-like green qualities, the amped lavender, the amped oak moss, the prominent vetiver, I do favor those notes anyway, because I do like a very nice woody, spicy fougere, and that's what I'm getting here. So this gets a thumbs up. It's a good fragrance. I already talked about this on the first impression, but this was a full-fledged review because I wanted to kind of compare and tell you my full thoughts on this one as you guys asked me to do. So definitely check it out. Check out the link below. If you guys have already tried this fragrance, I know a lot of you have, because this has been floating around different groups and stuff. So if you have tried this fragrance, let me know your thoughts below. How do you think it compares? And is this your favorite Aventus to date? It is definitely this, guys. So as always, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out with me. If you do appreciate the channel, leave a like, subscribe for more, hit the bell so you get these videos straight into your feed. And of course, I will see you right back here with another one very soon. Take care.